New updates?
I've gotten honestly expected feedback. Some of the feedback that I received was, everything I heard about Shift 3 is pretty much they're happy, they're good, morale's up, they are a well-oiled machine, and they're very content with how things are. I heard that from multiple people, and also people outside of Shift 3 commenting on Shift 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else have you
had? In addition to that, the main thing that I have heard from
there it goes.
command officers, I also spoke with Angel earlier. There is a clear lacking in officers' ability to articulate probable cause, to even explain reasonable suspicion and probable cause. From the DOJ standpoint, officers are unable to articulate charges in court. I think that is going to be through, we tackle that through extended education and training.
Oh, shit.
Liam had mentioned doing some kind of court prep and mock trials. I think working with the DOJ, maybe hiring lawyers to train officers on expected articulation in court will be helpful. And my thought is, the more that we do this, the more repetition.
Bro, she's been cooking.
There is, and the more confidence that they build. Because a part of it may be nerves,
True.
If you're not trained in
Cat's Rage, thank you the Prime sub.
To deal with court, and you have no experience, it is understandable that you're going to probably fumble through it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So we want to give them those tools and that experience to just basically be able to go into a courtroom and have a good foundation of what is expected of them. What I've also heard, especially from Shift 1, is that the training program needs to be redone. Final evaluations need to be brought in. I am also going to implement solo evaluation. So between the phase of solo 2 and I'm going to be honest, I want to gut the whole program. I do want to speak to FTOs and P&T leads, and I want them to be involved in it. It's going to affect them the most, so I need their feedback, and I need them to be on board. But I want to get rid of PPO. I know that people don't like solo cadet, but just, I think as a fact, it's where you grow the most as an officer. It's where you learn the most. My thought is non-solo, solo evaluation, heavily focused on foundations, because if you cannot articulate, you should not be by yourself. Moving into solo cadet, from there, final evaluation, full officer.
Bro!
I will have to,
what the fuck?
Go through a lengthy process of evaluating all current officers as well.
Yeah.
And whether or not they are fit to be officers.
Oh, shit! Okay. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot of work.
You might start a fire here going as fast as you are.
That's the plans. I still have a lot
okay.
A lot of talking to do. I have a lot of people I still need to meet with. I want to meet with every member of command. I want to show them that respect.
Jesus
I want to get their
Christ.
feedback on what's working and what's not working as well. But just based on the information that I've gained over the last 24 hours, that's where I currently stand. I have spoken with Tyler Peters. Liam McMahon, and Jimbo Sutton.
Yeah.
Sutton?
Yeah.
All fantastic.
Yeah.
And all, I think, had a similar mindset of they want to see the police department improve. They want to see people get out on duty and have a good time and know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm about to hear a but, which is I'm okay with.
And
Daisy's
they were all
amazing.
very, very different and interesting conversations.
Yeah, they're a yeah.
All right. Is there one of them in particular that you're enjoying, or is it kind of
Well,
they're on the same playing field?
I think we can, talk about that
yeah.
a little later.
Sure.
if you
Yeah,
know
I
what
agree.
mean.
I think
I,
Daisy, like we spoke about the other day. I mean, at the end of the day, this is your ball game, right? You know what's right. You know what you need. Hand in that pie is unnecessary. So,
I did speak with Vivian Gray. She mentioned to me that she had a pretty frank conversation with you.
Yeah, you could say so. I think,
Can I ask what happened there?
I don't think she understood. I think it's a communication breakdown. I think fundamentally, from the very beginning, my contention around old high command having any place in the new LSPD was completely off the table. Primarily because her choice was, how do I summarize this? The fundamental reason why I ran for mayor, between escalations through, effectively, look, Ruby is a good officer, right? But her decisions are a big part of why I got elected. I think when she stood in this office and she was given an opportunity, she heard that she was a choice for chief of police, and every sentence that came after that completely went out the window. So, I think that's
what do
all.
You mean?
Well, my concern's very similar to RSPC, problems with escalation. I'm gonna give you an example. There was a court case 3 days ago in which, so we have a strong history of like hyper elevated violence in the city, and a lot of times these escalations are a side effect of what I perceive to be felons being pushed into a corner and being given very little opportunity to do anything but stop biting. Court case 2 days ago, in which there was maybe a Fleeca bank or some kind of robbery of some sort. And instead of going down the route of the typical jump into multiple vehicles or, shoot the cops or like the number of series of things they're probably going to see quite a bit of on the field, these individuals tried to make things a little interesting. And what they did was they threw a series of bags out the window. And one of those bags likely had money in it. And I think they didn't swap any vehicles. They didn't do anything else. They kind of did something a little different and very low in terms of like their own escalation. Now, they end up getting away. And instead of, just taking it for what it is, the bags were taken, DNA was ran, a warrant was put up, and then there was no opportunity for them to actually do anything other than bring it all the way to court. And as expected, that court case was lost. And this is sort of the patterned philosophy of the old LSPD. And I think the philosophy that ultimately led to what was a terrorist attack on July 3rd. We combine that with what I feel has been a pretty strong clique within the command, preventing anybody in LSPD from being able to have diversity beyond a very slim expectation.
I just while it pops into my
Yeah,
head,
yeah.
what do you think of McQuillan? Have you had a
I don't
chance to
know
speak
him.
with him?
I think
I
he's
don't even know
shift
who that
3. I
is.
don't think I ran into him.
He was shift 3. He said he moved to shift 1 to help. I guess he had an
Oh.
offer from the marshals,
Mm.
and he was kind of debating on whether or not to stay in LSPD or move over. He told me he'd let me know.
Yeah, I don't think I've even met him before. He might be very early shift 1. Do you mean Albert?
No, Albert King, fantastic.
Yeah.
I got to spend a little bit of time with him today. I wanted to spend more, but
Quillen.
just but Albert told me that he's going to the marshals.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's what he wants to
Yeah.
do. You know, I'd rather people go and do what's going to make them happy and make them come on duty.
Mm. Agreed.
But I had a very good conversation with McQuillan, and I plan to spend some more time with him. But I think he could be really interesting for command
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
decides to stay in the LSPD.
Yeah, absolutely.
He primarily focuses on leading scenes. He seems like he has a good head on his shoulders.
I think
So that's
someone
somebody
mentioned
that
it to him.
I'm going to be watching.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. He may have been someone that someone named at one point, but yeah, I can't say I have much of an opinion just because you know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met him
He,
either, so I wouldn't know.
he stood out to me.
Mm.
You know, I think in the next several, you know, in the next week, you know, I wanted to take a look actually at these expectations that you had drawn up. Let me pull them up.
Oh, let me tell that meeting, by the way, that it's going to be later.
Who was it again?
Billy Mace.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He's a lawyer?
For, you know, what you have put as shift commander, or in my head as, you know, a lieutenant.
Mm.
There, I feel like I had originally read that there was some kind of timeline on appointing those.
I don't believe so.
No.
Hey, we're in the
okay.
office if you want to come through.
Where are you?
Just
At
because
the office?
Mayor's office. Yep.
Be right
I
there.
do want to
Thanks, Nino.
take time with
I don't think there's a
putting
timeline. It shouldn't be at least.
people in positions of
Yeah.
command, you know?
Ye-
Whether it's people that are already there or
Yeah.
moving people around. I don't know if Tilly told you. I did let her know with the intention of telling you.
Mm.
I have relieved Ruby York of her assistant chief of police
Oh, shit.
position, and
Okay.
she is now a senior officer.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying she will stay at a senior officer position. I think she's put in a lot of time and work. It's just while things are kind of in motion and in flux.
Oh, shit.
I did not want to put her in a place that she won't necessarily stay in the future.
Yeah. There is
such as like a command position.
Yeah, there is a Barrick didn't make my job that much easier. He you know, with this thing looming, I think he may have even promoted folks. I let him know, like, hey, you know, be cautious, brother. Like, I don't know how many days until we got a chief of police. So there may be some people that may have been newly promoted.
I'll ask
So,
around on what when people were promoted.
Yeah.
Briefly spoke to Belle. I liked her. I'm looking
Mm.
forward to speaking with her more. Do you know a guy named Duncan?
Duncan is amazing.
Duncan's great.
Yeah.
But we had a very quick conversation last night, and he left a bit of an impression.
Yeah.
He told me to be very weary of what people are telling me, and to quote
Yeah.
him, not to believe their lies.
Yeah. Um I would agree with that. I mean,
I feel like we've met a different Duncan, because the Duncan I've met is a huge kiss ass. Are we talking about the blonde one?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
blonde.
What do you mean? Yeah, he's
Okay, hold. Maybe I've been a different Duncan. All right, go ahead.
he is
Continue. Sorry.
blonde. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Wait, do you not
continue.
like him? I
I
think he's
just feel
great.
like
He's
I've met a different guy than you guys have.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think what else. Went through training, command, plans for the future. I spoke with Anita May for a bit today.
yeah.
She brought up the just disciplinary system in place, and what I've been telling people is I don't want to just focus on how we police the police immediately.
Yeah.
I want to focus on ways to improve the department and the people within the department
Yeah.
first. And then I think how we deal with situations with is secondary.
Yeah.
Things are going to come up and we'll have to deal with them as they come up, but immediately jumping into how do I basically deal with the current disciplinary system, I feel like creates potentially I don't know how to put this. Could just give people the wrong impression.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest things. So I kind of mentioned earlier, like I don't want to say disdain, but maybe that is the best word for what was before, is from a outsider speaking to a wide array of officers, and make your own judgment call, speaking to the people that haven't been in command, is what the feeling of fear that wasn't what if I shoot someone because I'm angry, but rather a sort of fear of like, if I accidentally do something or do something that is within the realm of like human error, what is going to happen with my fate? Be it suspensions, be it firings, be it being overlooked when it comes to time for promotions. And a big reason for that, and the reason why, I wrote what I did in the policy, was what I interpreted as someone would do something out of line. And I call it the Den Shiesty effect. And this guy's a little crazy, right? But he's a pretty good dude. He goes and does something, and then it takes 2 weeks until he hears what happens, which inherently creates a scenario where the person who's made the complaint, be a sergeant or whatever, and him are now waiting 2 weeks until there's like a panel, and now there's animosity being created. This thing's looming over his head. It turns into like office drama, as opposed to, you did something wrong, let's move past it.
Yeah, that was actually brought up to me by Vivian Gray, how long it takes to deal with situations, internal situations, and that there in the past was this idea that everybody needed to have a say and a hand in it. And I told her that if it's a shift 1 problem, it should be dealt with by shift 1 command. I don't see the necessity of bringing in other command members from other shifts when it doesn't involve them. What I told Vivian is that the people that are put into command positions are put there for a reason, especially the lieutenant. As far as I'm concerned, the lieutenant leads the shift. They know what they're doing. The
Yeah.
PD operates through them. The PD should operate also the same whether or not I'm there, you know. As far as I'm concerned, even if I'm present, the lieutenant is still the shift lead.
Yeah.
And I am there to support the lieutenant. So I don't know. It just sounds like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and we need to kind of give the reins back to the people who actually are dealing with the situation.
Yeah.
I told her I don't need to be involved with everything. If she needs my help with things, if she needs my input, I will be there for her. But I fully expect that the lieutenant should be able to handle day-to-day issues without me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely. Wait, Ruby brought this up? I'm sorry.
No, Vivian Gray.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, she was a victim, unfortunately, of a recent incident in that respect. So I could definitely, she's not wrong.
I think things just need to be handled quickly and concisely, so that way people can move on and get back to what they actually want to be dealing with and doing.
Yeah.
Rather than having something, hanging over your head for 2 weeks. What's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%.
Definitely.
I don't. So one thing that I mentioned to Barrick a couple days ago is, okay, so I want to give you a little bit of insight as to how the budgeting works.
Yes. What is the current pay for PD?
It's
for
$1,000. It's $1,000.
Before tax.
I don't know. Maybe. So, okay, it's a little complicated, and this is where it's gonna get kind of fucked. Depending on regardless of which officer you are, whether you're BCSO or LSPD, if you are south of the boundary, when the paycheck ticks, that officer is gonna get paid based on the rate of the county that they're currently in.
Okay.
Out of the budget of the county that they're in. So in other words, if BCSO, you've got 10 BCSO officers down here, and our rate is 1,000, those 10 are going to get paid $1,000 each per that tick. Now, the complication that sort of makes, and this is where, I got to run the numbers, is that total budget that is getting paid to the officers comes out of the very same budget that pays the paychecks for people doing jobs down here. Same thing that, we're going to be cutting subsidies out of, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of shitty because in a perfect world, I would be paying LSPD like a rate, and it would only be coming out of our budget. But, what are you going to do, right? So
does this come out of the PD budget?
No.
The paychecks? Okay.
Don't. No, it shouldn't. I believe that your budget is okay. So when it comes to your budget, I don't know if you have access to the account yet. You should.
Would I be able to see that through an ATM?
Yeah. Maybe, but definitely the bank.
Okay. I can go check after this.
So where it gets even more complicated, and I want to actually try this, is to see whether BCSO can pull money out of Maze Bank or vice versa. The reason for that is, let's say I go take out a paycheck and it's $10,000, that comes out of this budget, right? So if BCSO is not actively going up north to collect their paycheck, that's more money that comes out of our budget, right? So Now, the reason I
But
paint this, yeah, it's
I
crazy.
thought
Yeah.
Angel was talking about it earlier,
hmm
and I thought that the way that she explained it was that the money that you accrue from your time in Los Santos, you collect at Maze Bank, and the money that you accrue from your time in Blaine County, you collect wherever that is.
That may be
Um,
the case. Yeah.
and so if you spend a lot of time up in Blaine County and then you go to collect your
Mm.
paycheck here in the city, it's not going to be much. But then when you go to collect your paycheck in the county, it will
Oh,
obviously reflect the amount of time you spent up there.
yeah. That may indeed be the case. Which actually would solve a lot of problems, to be honest. But the big thing
Oh,
here
I
is,
forgot.
Mhm.
Tyler Peters requested a transfer to the LSPD.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, he was talking
What?
about it earlier.
No way.
Tilly, he literally told us about it. What do you mean?
He
Yeah.
yeah, he
What do
did
you
the
mean
phone call in
no?
front of us.
Were you trying to act surprised there?
Yeah.
What? No, no
What?
way. He did that?
She's a big
That's
fan of Peters.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Um sorry, going back to the paycheck, right? So my general concern isn't so much like, okay, so I'm going to be rather transparent. I'm of the general opinion that it's a little odd that if Blaine County is spending a lot of time down here and leaving Blaine County unpatrolled on our dime. And the reason that concern kind of comes up is, in a perfect, like, if the world was perfect where I just have unlimited money to give to everybody, there wouldn't be an issue. But the same account that is paying PD is the same account that the rest of the city eats from, right? So the more money that's coming out of that budget means less
Yeah,
sanitation, less subsidies, less opportunity. So I have to be
I
somewhat
do see what
considerate.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, I
Now,
see what you're saying, but also in a
mm,
way, I do think it kind of makes sense, right? Because
yeah,
they are operating down here. Um, they are, protecting the people of Los
yeah,
Santos. So it does make sense that they get paid to do
a-
so.
absolutely agreed. Um, but
It is
so
hard when all of the money is through Los Santos because I don't know how much is up in the county, but
yeah. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. They've got they have $2 million. We have 3 million. So we're actually bleeding money. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I can see their budget. They can see ours as well. So they're at about $2 million. We're about 3 million. Now it is gonna eventually, to give you another idea as to why it's a concern, is if we do go red, everyone's paychecks stop. So that means all the work down here, all the offices, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the way that I workshop this with Barrick is a simple solution to this to ensure that paychecks are sorted appropriately is I would subsidize through our budgeting all LSPD repairs. In addition to that, we would. So the idea was we want to reduce down the paycheck. Give PD offices a low paycheck, but instead subsidize all repairs, so every single repair gets refunded. In addition to that, send you guys a budget, be it like $200,000, $500,000, $1 million a week, or something like that. And then per however you wish to do it, you would then be able to cut those checks out. So like maybe your lieutenants are getting paid more money and your seniors maybe a little less if you want to give bonuses to folks. So in other words, you can incentivize either based on rank or based on merit. But we were sort of in the middle of that before things changed. Now I don't
Okay.
want to toss this onto you or make any changes without, because you got a lot on your plate. But it's something I want you to kind of start considering, because uh, it- it- pretty much if we start going negative, I got to reduce it regardless. Because,
Let's see.
yeah, it becomes like out,
Um,
out of my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. To answer your second question, though, you've got the PD budget. Now, that PD budget is a side effect of anytime you process someone down at Los Santos Police Department. So, in other words, they're processed south, like within Los Santos County, 25%, I believe, you're going to have Angel just be sure, but I believe 25% of whatever the fine is goes directly into that account. Now, that is,
Okay.
yeah, so,
That will be helpful.
yeah.
We have a lot of lawsuits right now.
Oh, shit. Wait, really?
Yep. Seems that way. I'm gonna have to review all of those and see
Is it Croc?
how.
Take a good look at mine too while you on
Oh,
that list.
yeah.
I have been informed about your situation, Tilly, and well, I do just want to apologize for everything that happened.
Oh, what?
Oh, wait,
You
this
didn't
is
do shit.
awkward. Her,
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
you just joined.
Yeah.
What do you got to be
I
sorry
did.
about?
yeah. I am glad that got brought up. Look, I don't want to sit here and hammer on the old, but that has been a big concern of mine is these officers that did what they did to Tilly. The problem extend that people knew that they did that within the PD. There's no way they wouldn't have known, you know? And it's there is sometimes a feeling that some offices are targeted while the others are kind of like, it's kind of like throwing the shoulders up and just being like, whatever, you know? There's like the redheaded stepchild and then the, you know, certain cops seem to get targeted while the rest get overlooked. And I do hope that, you know, the environment that you breed, Daisy, is, and I believe that you're going to do this, is very welcoming, let's call it.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I want LSPD to be a positive place.
Yeah.
I want people to be excited about it and inspired by the officers that we have to apply. We can only do that by
Wait, I'm stuck.
creating
Wait,
a
there
good
we go.
environment within the LSPD so that people are enjoying themselves on duty. People are conducting themselves in a professional manner. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
When I spoke with Angel earlier, she was very blunt about it, saying it's definitely going to be a uphill battle.
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean,
one that's worth fighting.
Yeah.
You don't need to apologize for the police department's past mistakes. All you gotta do is work on building a better one. All right. You know what happened in the past is in the past, and you're the future. So.
Yep.
You know.
Okay.
I have faith that you will do well.
Yep.
Thank you. Hello, by the way.
Oh, this is Michael.
Hi.
He's the one. Actually, you know what? Do you want to show her the website? Keep in mind this is not launched yet, but it gives you an idea of the kind of things we're cooking up, and we want you to be the front face of the future of Los Santos.
Daisy and I had a chance to talk, and I actually used this opportunity to
Ooh.
listen in and kind of build a bio based on the conversation you guys were having. So
Okay.
I sent a link over to her to that article that I wrote. I'll send it to you as well here, Nino.
Okay. And the website there, Daisy, is lossantos.me. It is officially launching later tonight. And this website is going to, you're going to be able to go on it, whether it's articles written by the LSPD, whether it's businesses within Los Santos, down to new legislation we're working on. It's going to be a hub where if you want to know what's going on in Los Santos, you'll be able to find it there. And here's the best part. I'm sure you've, sometimes there's events around the city. People don't know where it is. You got to ping people. You don't know what's up and coming. You'll be able to go to this website and you'll see a entire event list with pins for locations. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's we want to.
No, I think this is great.
Yeah, it's we kind
Very
of see this
exciting,
as the way to kind of bridge the community together. Oh, is this not published? Oh, I see. Okay.
Should be there. Yeah.
Oh shit. Ooh, okay. I would one thing I would touch on this article, and Daisy, I this is up to you, but I do think your past history and work experience is worth highlighting. Look, I'm gonna be rather upfront. People are fucking bastards, and I think they need to know why you are the person and what you're bringing to the forefront. And I know you don't need to explain yourself to anybody, but I think it's important for them to know.
Well, she will need to explain herself to me so I can include it in the website.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay. I thought you already did.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, my background, I was a part of the skeleton crew for LSPD when the city opened. Before that and after that, prior to becoming chief of police, I was a park ranger up in Oregon. I primarily focused on community engagement, as well as
there's a lot of people being pretty nasty about it. I think it's pretty toxic as shit to just be referencing her as a cadet. I think it's not only toxic, but
there was a heavy focus on TNT and
pretty
training,
ratty behavior. Pretty ratty, pretty much OOC behavior, to be honest.
I'm looking to,
but
cultivate.
That's why LSPD is changing,
interests. Boys. I don't want officers just to feel tied into doing one thing. I want them to be able to focus on, any
you can
area
pretend it's not,
of
but
the police department that they enjoy. I think it's important that
it's a consequence assault, but
officers are motivated
it is what it is.
to come on duty. And we provide that motivation by allowing officers to focus on certifications, investigations.
Yeah, it's a pretty big self-report, personally. That's why I welcome it.
Care about.
Yeah. Very mask off moment.
I've never run a full police department before. This is the first time. And as much as I wish I could stand here and say that I will be perfect at it and I'm going to do an amazing job, I will absolutely do the best job that I can.
Yeah.
But I am learning, and it is going to it's a new experience for me too. But we're building a new department, so
hell
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Forgive
me if I'm overstepping here, Nino, but I don't think we expect perfection.
Yeah.
I think all we're really asking for is the best effort, and honestly, from what I heard, you sound capable. So I look forward to seeing what you can do.
Absolutely. I think I think your ambition resonates, and I think that was very clear the moment we started talking. And I think like Michael said, perfection is impossible. We can only try to achieve it as best we can. I mean, if I was held to any standard like that, I'd be screwed already. So,
you and me both.
Yeah. So.
Well.
Yeah, it's not
all right.
I don't expect perfection from the officers. I just expect that they do the best job that they can.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna hold myself to that same standard.
I do want to circle back to the reduced payment. I don't necessarily expect it's going to remain that way. So if anyone's asking about the payment, we are trying to budget to the best of our ability with the most useless statistical data that is on that sheet.
So
So
by reduced
went from
pay, so it was at 1,000. Are you saying it's now been?
It was 1,500 and now it's 1,000. And
okay,
yeah, so I'm trying to find a way to. So I'll just to be upfront, taxes are maxed out. I don't know how to save money right now.
So
yo, Falco, thank you for the prime sub.
So going back to what you were saying, so with this now reduced pay of 1,000 per hour,
yep.
Is this now when you are planning to subsidize repair costs and increase the budget, or is that at a later date?
Later date. I think right now, everybody's paychecks are subject to changing almost on a daily basis. It may go up, it may go down. I'm trying to find a sweet spot where the jobs in the city can continue while we have surplus coming in. Now, to give you an idea, we had about $3.9 million this morning, and we are down to $3 million. Some of this is a consequence of the Sunny Saturday, which has taken about $1 million, but there's also excess spending going somewhere that has prevented it from, getting offset. Unfortunately, because there's like a 7-day window, you kind of have to do a little bit of like backwards math to kind of like, figure out where the money's going. So
the PD paychecks were brought up to me, and there were some concerns. And if they're getting paid $1,000 an hour,
yeah,
you have to take into account that these officers are probably buying at least 2 to 3 meals per shift. That's anywhere, can be a couple $1,000s. In addition to that, they're spending about $1,800 to $2,000 on repairs.
Absolutely.
And we're getting very tight there as far as, it costing them more money to be on duty than actually having any kind of paycheck left at the end of their shift.
On the bright side, so unless they're a new officer, this might shock you a little bit, but a lot of those officers may actually be millionaires.
This is specifically towards PPOs.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I have a good short circuit because you're 100% right. So the new officers, I think we should subsidize them until we. I think we should transfer.
Repairs?
Yeah, and I'll let you handle that. We can give you a bulk amount, as kind of a temporary bandage because you're right. The tough part right now, like I said, is so a lot of people. A little bit of history. About 2 weeks ago, the budget was fixed. Prior to that, cops were getting paid about $3,500 an hour, and that money was coming out of a unlimited fund. So
why didn't she hire me a month ago?
Well, I couldn't because it's a state that fixed it 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So effectively, not just the police department, but the entire state was used to making a ton of money, but that money was coming out of like a endless unlimited account. Now that it's all been sort of sorted, now all of a sudden there's an actual balancing act that needs to be played. In fact, it was so bad that the state marshal spent $26 million, which came out of a different fund that made it look like we're going in the negative. So only now in the last 3 days are we actually able to try to figure out how to balance everything. But like I said, taxes are maxed out, and it's still not we still can't balance the books. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that
Do
they're
you
getting
think people
done.
are just holding their money?
I think there's,
Mm.
it goes deeper than that. The problem is that the majority of money that is being made cannot be taxed. And most of the money only comes off properties that the state never saw a dime on. So it's going to take a lot of legislative writing on our side. In addition to that, probably talking to the state to sort things out. But we have some plans. It's just going to, like I said, we've only been able to see rational books for 3 days, and we're going to cook out a solution. I just we just got to see how this budgeting looks.
I think for now, subsidizing cadet repairs, that will help.
Is that something you could do out of the LSPD budget?
I was gonna say, don't forget that you guys have a budget or money somewhere for applications that come in.
It's a lot, by the way. That should be over $1 million at this point.
Yeah.
I guess need to figure out where that money is.
I think
that money
Angel
goes into...
should be able to get you access. Last I heard, that budget 2 days ago was $500,000. And that's another thing. I'm gonna get guidance from the state as well. Like, it may be the intent that that's where the subsidization comes from. And that might make a little bit more sense.
So this, the money for the applications and the money that comes out of fines when people are charged, that would be held in the same account, or would that be?
So the LSPD account, I believe, is only the 25% on fines, and don't quote me on this, but last I heard, Slacks, who is the ex-captain, now ICU'd, head of the ex-CID, is the individual that has some kind of police account where maybe that money went into. And the account that the LSPD had is brand new, just like ours 3 days ago. So
there's 2 accounts?
I believe so.
So you're gonna find the money for the applications in one of the, what's the room? Where do you guys put evidence? It's gonna be in an evidence locker. You have to go ask which one it is, but they put all of the cash inside of an evidence locker in the police station, and that's where that money is. I forgot about that. I forgot I did that.
Wait, they had you putting money into a
evidence locker. Yep, cash. It's all going to be there. You have to ask them which one it is. Right, I forgot which one.
Oh my lord.
But it's in one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'll do too, Daisy, is probably not today, because numbers are going to get me overcooked. One of these days I'll give you I'll show you exactly what I'm seeing over here, so you got, you can kind of see what we're dealing with on our end. But
all right, I will take a look at the budgets. I'll try to find, I guess, the hidden stash of money.
Tell me if you find it, because you have to ask somebody. Ask dispatch or ask just an officer. They should all know what it is. But it's in one of them.
Okay.
Jesus.
I thought it was named LSPD, but I could be wrong.
All right, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys want to go over?
Not in particular. If you need anything, please do let us know, and please do let officers know that we're not trying to fuck them over. We're trying to stop the city from coming to a halt.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Part of the subsidization We are also working on getting 2 tow companies run by civilians, clean records, who once they're operational, one of the guys is Julian Turbo, great guy. We are hoping to get to a place where these individuals, you can call them reliably to move your any vehicles that may be marked for evidence. So that way, you know, you're not having to rely on some random bozo, but rather they're going to be required to go through a background check that is partially managed by the PD. So you'd be signing off on it.
Okay, I think that'd
yeah.
be great.
Yep.
I look forward to speaking to you more about that.
Hell yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I appreciate all of your time.
Yeah.
I need to go meet with Angel and then probably take a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Have you slept yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you saying you were going to be around at 7 p.m. or something like that. So when I heard you were around early this morning, I got concerned.
Yeah, no, I did. I got plenty of sleep, but
All right.
you know,
Yep.
just I guess still taking everything in. So.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Also a good idea for those applications, right, is to make it instead of, because right now they're doing it cash, right? And there's no way to actually trace if anyone's paid for theirs or not. So a better way to go about that is to have the money sent to either like the state account, your account, something, so that way, you know, there's proof of it.
I don't know about that, Tilly, because the issue is that
I'd be the only one that would be able to verify it.
Correct.
That's what the BCSO does.
Well, yeah, but there's a second problem though, Tilly, is the export option doesn't work. So if someone sent, so you only see the last like 30 transactions, and if it rolls over, there's no knowing. So yeah,
okay.
it's unfortunate. But
oh, never mind then.
Yeah. But anyways, all right, Daisy, if you need anything, please do let us know, and you know, we'll be. Are you do you want a state announcement about your you know, you being the chief of police? It's up to you. It's
Sure. You know, whatever you want to do.
All right.
I think that would be fine.
All right. Easy. We'll send something out later this evening. We'll send another one tomorrow so the early folks know, and we'll accompany it with the article once Michael's ready.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Awesome. All right.
All right. Well, thank you all for your time. I appreciate it.
Yep. Anytime. You
Pleasure
take care.
meeting you. Take care.
Yeah, so the budget is so fucked right now.
Great.
It's so fucked. I don't know what happened. So we